wanted to stare as the smile from your eyes made me quiver. A coffee to get to know each other, is that something you'd consider? A new terrain I wanted to explore. Inhibitions held me back before. When I climbed out of myself, you guided my hand to an avenue unplanned. I opened up and let you in. Time to begin again. Love is love.
So we are here in our fairy forest with Emma Langford for Willowbrook Whispers number 7.
Woo.
Yes, so we're delighted to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's been
7's a
brilliant.
nice fortuitous number.
You like that number, do
yeah,
you?
it's a good number.
Yeah, Wes likes that number too. Yeah. So, yeah, we're very excited to see you play tonight with your friend as well.
Yeah, it's going to be great crack. Yeah, Triona and I have been on the scene around Limerick and around the country for a while now, and but we haven't had a chance to share a stage yet, really. So this will be our first time.
Brilliant. That's
Yeah.
great. So we're here in the fairy forest. I just want to ask you a few little questions.
You are, yep, go for it.
So my first question is, when did you kind of realise that you actually had like a strong talent and it was worth your while trying to make this a career?
I am still in the process of figuring all of that out. I mean, my mum kind of picked up on the fact that I could sing when I was a kid. She could hear me singing along to Thumbelina in the next room and came into the room to ask, was that the television or was that me singing? And she realised that I had a talent. So she put me into stage school and she put me into choirs and she kind of got me kind of going with all of that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it wasn't until, honestly, I just loved singing, and it wasn't a thing of like, I want to learn to sing or I want to sing because I want to make a career of it. It was just, this is what I do.
Yeah.
It was probably, 2016, I released a song called Tug of War, which was all about that kind of moment of deciding if you're going to do something or not. I was having a day when I was not sure of how I felt about the industry and how I felt about myself in the industry. And I released that just as a video on YouTube, and people responded really well to it. And I just said, okay, maybe there's something here. So I went for it. I recorded that properly. I put out an EP. I crowdfunded it. The response to the crowdfunder was massive. The media response was really nice as well. And I guess it just sort of snowballed from there. And I realised as I kind of went on, okay, I've got people who want to hear what I have to say, and I have stuff to say. So I just went from there, really.
Brilliant.
And any day now I could decide I'm going to be an accountant if I magically develop some ability with numbers. But until that point, this is just, I can't imagine doing anything else.
Brilliant. That's great for us.
There is nothing stunning about me. No illusions or delusions for the world to see. Voice like velvet floating to the floor. Make it a dress when I care less no more. You say we may not be perfect, but in good time we'll work it out. You should get a job, marry, do it all in the right time. Waltz in circles before walking the line. Is this all you want? Is this all you need? Ooh, is this all you need? I have no GPS, no plan for this life, no sense of direction and no sense of time. What good is navigation? Every day is a revelation. This head might be crazy, but at least it's mine. And that's all you want, and that's all you need. Is this all you want? Is this all you need? And now's the time to redefine
So I follow all your socials and everything, and I really enjoy your social media. And you're very open about being neurodivergent, like myself. All the good ones have it, are it. Can you tell me, have you had experiences when that's hindered and helped you in your craft?
I mean, less in my craft. It makes me maybe a little bit more self-editorial. I'm like, I'll have a thought or a feeling about something, and then I'll, rather than just vent it and write it in a song, I'll interrogate it, and I will want to understand where that's come from and all that. I want to do all that inner work before ever putting it in a song and making it anyone else's problem.
Yeah.
So there's that in my craft. In my career, that's definitely more of an issue because, like, I get social overwhelm and I get sensory overwhelm quite easily. So I'll go and I'll play festivals, I'll do all of the kind of the things like that around the country and in other countries. And I don't have the ability that I seem to see a lot of other people have of just kind of coming off stage and getting straight into the social side of things and hanging out with everyone backstage and doing all the mingling and the chatting. It's like everyone else was handed an instruction manual or a script that I didn't get. Yeah. So I feel like I'm playing catch up an awful lot of the time with all of that side of things. And I don't really know how to play that game. So there's that. But in my craft, I think maybe if anything, being autistic has helped with songwriting to an extent. I think I have a way of hearing things and seeing things, and I take everything in.
Yeah.
And maybe it takes me a little bit longer than someone else to put that into a song, but I feel like then the way I do put it into a song is a unique take on the world.
Yeah.
I heard Blind Boy talking about this in his podcast when he got his autism. I don't like to call it a diagnosis, but when he found out he was autistic, he said the reason his books got kind of bad reviews sometimes is because the reviewer wasn't reading it as an autistic text.
Okay, yeah.
They were trying to compare it to other books, other kind of contemporary fiction and other novels. And he was writing from an autistic perspective. Yeah. And I guess they just didn't understand that or didn't read it as such. And so he kind of has found that peace in that he's able to kind of take their reviews with a pinch of salt because they're not taking it for what it is.
Yeah.
So it's, I think I've kind of taken that on board a bit with my own stuff as well.
Yeah. Brilliant. I think you're perfect just the way you are, Emma.
Thanks, Tuesday.
So my favourite song of yours is Fuck That. Like, it's ballsy, it's loud, it's proud, you are not taking any shit, and I just love songs like that. Can you just tell me a little bit about that song? And also, what's the response to that song been like? 'Cause it's very different from all your other stuff.
Yeah,
Have you
massively.
noticed, like, at gigs when you play it, you're like, ooh?
It's always interesting. Yeah. I suppose for anyone that doesn't know my work, a lot of what I do is sort of gentle, reflective, folky storytelling. There's a lot of nature themes in my work, all that kind of thing, because I'm drawn to that. But there was this moment in recent history where a young woman in Limerick was attacked on the street. She was, doing a good thing. She called someone out for shouting homophobic slurs at someone, and the response to that was that the fella she called out grabbed her by the hair and beat her to within an inch of her life in front of his friends. And one other brave soul came over and intervened and saved her life. So she had to go to court. The fella that beat her up, a soldier, I think an ex-soldier now, a young man, he claimed he was innocent, and then the security cameras showed otherwise. And when she went to court with this whole case, the judge basically said that he's an upstanding member of society, a soldier, he's got so much to contribute, yada yada yada, and that she should be grateful to him that in the end he did plead guilty. So I was seeing this news piece on my social media feed quite a bit this one day, and I also saw that he had been given a suspended sentence, so justice wasn't being served. He wasn't getting the right kind of a sentence. She wasn't getting justice. It wasn't fair, and just the sheer level of injustice made me so angry that I just churned out this song so quickly. I just vomited my thoughts onto a page, and it's a sweary, angry song. It's a little gem of rage, like a little sucker punch, and the response was to the song on TikTok and on social media was really, really good. The release of the single has been tricky because it's not going to get the kind of radio play that anything else I put out gets, and unfortunately, because you have to kind of put yourself in a box in the industry, because I have put myself into the kind of folk box, people didn't maybe know how to respond to Boys Will Be Boys / Fuck That, and I think it's been kind of hard to push it, and a lot of my gigs I play, it's just not appropriate to play because I don't feel like censoring the song. I want to do the song justice. I don't ever want to say beep that or flip that or any other version of that. You know, it's not going to do it justice. What I feel like saying about all of that boys will be boys nonsense is fuck that. That's the only way I can respond to it. And so when I go onto a stage and the crowd are of a different kind of, I don't know, they want to hear the quiet, mellow, folky stuff, and they're paying for tickets, so I'm going to give them what they want. But so it's been hard to push. It's been hard to know how it's been responded to, but I know that when I released it first on socials, there was a huge response. My partner was out walking in town and he passed a woman with a buggy on the footpath, and she had stopped, and he was like, oh, for God's sake, why are you stopped? You know, one of those moments where you're caught behind someone in like foot traffic. She stopped to talk to someone else, and he's trying to get around them, and as he walks around them, the woman with the buggy is showing the other woman her phone, and it's me on her phone singing that song, and he was like, oh, okay, never mind, that is class. That is class. I think it captured a feeling at the time. And what's amazing now is Natasha O'Brien has had justice. That young man has been given a proper jail sentence, and there's a documentary about her and what she went through and what people all over the country have gone through at the hands of, like, gender-based violence is a plague that's still overtaking this country because of there's just so many like sexist microaggressions that happen every single day, and she's fighting that in a very loud way, and she's getting a lot of abuse for it. So to see her celebrated in a documentary that's going to go out
and you're helping her as well, you're giving her support from that.
I mean, I think honestly, I don't think she needs any help from anyone. She's just doing such an incredible job herself. So I'm just amazed by how persistent she's been, how much she doesn't care about people liking her or not. She's getting things done, and it's really amazing. So brilliant. I'm just glad to be even a tiny part of that journey.
Well, I hope you play it tonight.
I may do. It depends on the crowd, but there have been a couple of people requesting it. So yeah.
I've been biting my tongue. I've been choosing my words, kind of living in fear in case a man feels hurt. So I'm watching the news while I'm watching my mouth. Watch another judge let another thug walk out. Well, fuck that, fuck boys will be boys. Fuck your girls should be seen and never heard make noise. Oh, fuck that, fuck boys will be boys. Fuck your girls should be seen and never heard make noise. Have to sit on my hands, but they're itching to swing. For a cretin you call courteous and disciplined. Have to temper my tone, but I'm dying to shout. She gave her two to put her down and two to put her out. No, fuck that, fuck boys will be boys. Fuck your girls should be seen and never heard make noise. Oh, fuck that, fuck boys will be boys. Fuck your girls should be seen and never heard make noise. Fuck a country that had never let a bloodlad go to jail. But to care about the vulnerable seems way beyond the pale. Fuck a judge up on his pedestal whose soul is up for sale. Fuck the lie that we've been fed about our justice will prevail. Oh, fuck that, fuck boys will be boys. Fuck your girls should be seen and never heard make noise. Oh, fuck that, fuck boys will be boys. Fuck your girls should be seen and never heard make noise. Oh, fuck that, fuck boys will be boys. Fuck your girls should be seen and never heard make noise. Oh, fuck that, fuck boys will be boys. Fuck your girls should be seen and never heard make noise. Oh.
Okay, so my last question is, so last year you were part of the Irish Women in Harmony, and you were performing on the Late Late Show, and you guys wanted to wear your Palestinian badges, but you weren't allowed to. Can you talk us through that and how the feeling of the group was like? And
I mean, there's only so much I can kind of talk about it because I don't want to drag it all up again, you know, because I think the main thing I kind of learned from that experience was how disappointing solidarity in the left is, because we're so determined to call each other out because you're not being active enough, or you're not doing enough, or you're not being outspoken enough, or you're not saying this the right way. We're so determined to tear each other apart so often that we don't get anywhere, you know. And what I learned from that experience mostly was how the low esteem in which an awful lot of people hold me and other kind of women in that group, that they're willing to go onto social media and talk about us as if we're not human beings with our
Yeah.
own lives, our own complexities, our own nuances, with people who have no idea what it's like to go onto a show like that
Yeah.
and be told what to do.
Mm.
And the sort of priority for the group at that time was to raise funds for the Ashling project in Sinead O'Connor's name. And if we had been pulled from the show, we wouldn't have been able to raise thousands
that was
of
the important
euro
thing, like,
for
yeah.
exactly to sell that single
Yeah.
and to raise funds for kids who need access to supports in Ireland. So it was disappointing. It was an upsetting moment for a lot of us who wanted to just make a small gesture of support and show that, you know, we as a group stand with Palestine and believe in a free Palestine. But again, one of the more disappointing aspects of that was the response from people who claim to support us and want that, you know, that's always going to be a disappointing thing to be at the receiving end of. I learned very quickly through that experience who I actually feel any solidarity with, and that was the main takeaway from that.
Well, fair play for giving it a go anyway. Like,
absolutely. We tried, and the fact that our national broadcaster weren't willing to let us have autonomy and do our own thing was disappointing, but that's just the way it was.
That's why we do amazing broadcasts like this one.
Exactly. We have a bit of freedom to do what we want.
Excellent. Well, we're so thankful that you guys are here with us for Willowbrook Whispers number 7.
Thank you.
And we're looking forward to seeing you play tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be lovely. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for having us.
Thanks a million.
Forging gold in the well and the streams, Dog she a clan and a leon, and the walk was the longest it's been, as she answered the call of the Sulan, Galena Gref Berta Hedi. Ah, Chalin be sager, Chalin be sober, Tucker go genach jack, a croeg vannacht. Ah, Chalin be sager.